Ugh. Super tiring. Keep in mind, I don't do this full time. Obviously, because I haven't posted in a while. It's just tiring sometimes, and sometimes I don't want to record and I just want to get things done. But I'm trying to record because there are people that are really interested in the build. So from now on, committing at least once every 2 weeks, optimally once a week. That's what I would like to do. It's just really hard to balance everything, and I get really tired sometimes, so I just want to record. But one thing that helps me get through work, get through shooting videos like this, and working on the van, because it's not just shooting videos, going to the gym, staying healthy. The thing that gets me through the day, and I'm not gonna lie, is this stuff. If you don't know what this is Rebel Energy. It's their energy pouches, and they're 100 milligrams of caffeine each. These things are awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna slide my sponsor really quick. These things are awesome. 100 milligrams of caffeine. You could take up to 3. And they're like Zins, but they're not, because Zins are, you know, not the best for you. I really like the mango one. They do have other awesome flavors like cool mint and wintergreen. You're not filling your stomach up with a bunch of random crap. I find myself drinking a lot more water and being more healthy with these than like those other energy drinks that claim to be healthy. I think this is the best bet. Is just stick it in your gums, forget about it, drink water, and have energy. There's a coupon code in the description, also a link. Use code McFly to get 20% off on checkout, because that little commission that comes from there is gonna go back into the channel, and making, you know, things a lot easier, whether it's SD cards or just straight parts, or maybe even future merch. That would be awesome. But yeah, definitely check them out. Thank you, Rebel. And that's my little ad. I've never done an ad before. Alright, welcome back, guys. In this video, we're going to travel back in time a little bit before we painted the van. This is when I was adding some parts and accessories onto my engine, just because I didn't want any open holes and dirt and dust getting inside where it shouldn't be. So yeah, let's go ahead and install some of these really nice parts. Alright, so I acquired this black aluminum passenger side water pump from CVF Racing. I also acquired the pulley kit as well, along with the belt that I needed. These are really nice. They're CNC billet and they're anodized black, which goes perfect with the color scheme of my engine. I don't want to add on any accessories that are going to rob my horsepower. I want this engine to be as efficient as possible. So I'm not going to be running an air conditioner powered by the engine. I'm also not going to be running a belt-driven steering pump. I also got this derail oil cooler kit. It pretty much comes with everything you need to run an oil cooler on your engine. This one's pretty universal. It comes with a bunch of different adapters for different engine platforms. I mainly got this for redundancy. I was out in the desert with my dad's 1994 F350. It's a stock truck and it runs well, but it was overheating. Keep in mind, at the time, it was about 115 degrees outside. So I think any car would have overheated. The water pump was fine. It's just, I know everything was just getting super hot, and we had to pull over for like half an hour just for it to cool down a little bit so we could continue. And this was on a road with a bunch of whoops, and I had stock suspension. So we couldn't go fast enough to where the wind was pushing through the engine compartment to cool everything down. And knowing that I'm going to be overlanding sometimes out when it's hot, I want all the best cooling for all my fluids all the time. I think I'm gonna plumb these downward. Since there's nothing to cover the dust, that might take a while. I'll go ahead and cover these up. Taking lots of precautions into protecting this engine. I never liked having an inline fuel pump for my EFI conversions. The fuel pumps would always get hot, they would always starve for fuel, and then end up whining and screaming and bitching because they didn't have fuel. And they never really worked right, and they're super loud. So I decided to go with this Phytech fuel sump. It's a 1.4 or 1.5 gallon fuel sump, and it basically has a in-tank pump in the sump, so it's not going to be that loud and you're never going to starve for fuel. Now you can run these with a mechanical pump or with the smaller carburetor electrical pump, which I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to have coming out of the tank, and then I'm going to have 2 pre-filters that then goes into the sump, and then from the sump there is a 10 micron filter to go to my EFI system. And this kit does handle, I believe, to about like 600 to 800 horsepower, so I think I'm good. This is probably one of the more harder parts of building custom stuff is where the hell are you gonna put everything? Right now I'm trying to do the steering pump. And I think I figured out where to do it. This is going to mount here, and I need to make sure that the reservoir has space that I can fill it. Alright, so I got this power steering pump kit from MA Motorsports. It's the Alaria MR2 power steering pump kit, and it comes with the power steering pump, it comes with some connectors, and it also comes with this bracket, so you could weld it or mount it any way you want. And I had the choice of including a reservoir, so I got that as well. This pump should have more than enough pressure. Out of the box, it's going to be doing 900 to 1000 psi, but if I do turn the adjustment screw up, they say it can do about 12 to 1300 psi of pressure, and that's more than enough. I'll probably drill a hole probably through here, and I'll make one of these holes bigger, and then I'll make this go through that hole. I don't know how I feel about this being so close. Well, we got other things to do besides that, so at least I know I want that on that side. This I don't know yet. Let's go and install this water pump. Got ARP water pump bolts. The only bolts that I need is this one, and this one. This I could send, bolt that in. And it looks like everything else I'm good to send in. Thread these in. Just enough to get this in here. I really hope I don't have to cut it down anymore. Looks like it's 35 foot-pounds. So let's go ahead and get the torque wrench, torque them down good. Well, I don't have a torque wrench this small. That goes up to 35 foot-pounds. So, click, 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 click. 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 Nice. And this guy we're gonna have to wait to install. I mean, I'm sure my alternator fits in there. Looks like it will. Looks like it'll do the trick. And then that connects there. Ordered a 90-degree fitting. That's on its way. I did order a torque wrench so we could get these back on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Blueprint said 36 inch-pounds for these gaskets. We'll do 35 just in case. It said 35. And these are 10 mils. Okay. Oh, we can install this really quick, I guess. Okay, let's prep the intake manifold to go on. This so we don't have all this negative space right here sucking up dust. Already got some linties going on in here. So let's prep that. Unplug what I can. Just so I can start spraying stuff down. All right, so this is what I'm at right now. I cannot, for the life of me, get these ones out. And I've come to the conclusion that the actual aluminum has oxidized along with the whatever the hell was on it. My fault, because there's a point in time where the engine was not covered. So it is what it is. That's how it's gonna be for a while. So I'm probably gonna have to take this up again. The color scheme of this engine is silver and black. I don't know whether to paint this with the aluminum color or black. Yeah, that's bad. I know it's bad. But this stuff, carb cleaner was taking it off really easily. So I might just spray the whole thing down with carb cleaner. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do black. And we have black paint. Funny enough. This would be so much easier with an X-Acto. But that's not what I was using this for. I was actually using that to get to the gaskets. I know you're not supposed to use this stuff on aluminum, but it's pretty heavy with the gaskets because I was dumb. I just want to get enough so I could actually stone this.
Three hours later.
Okay. That feels pretty good, not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and give that a good wipe. I want to stone it evenly with 600 grit. One thing I realized about myself when making these videos, I gotta focus on topic. I gotta do one thing at a time. I just want to do everything at once, and that ain't gonna fly. So just get lost in the sauce, man. So this is almost ready for paint. I've decided I'm gonna go black with my intake manifold. I think that is a fair color. Plus it'll look nice. My engine, which is black and silver. So cool. This is ready to go. I'm gonna leave this the color that it is, but I am gonna clean it pretty good. Man, who died? Cool. Forgot to cover that hole. Little heavy on some parts, but overall pretty good. I just went ahead and ordered a new one. Same kind, an O-ring, but the one that I ordered swivels, and it's not going to be black on black. It'll be silver. So we'll install that when that time comes. This feels pretty dry. Okay. This seems about dry. Let's go ahead and do some refinishing magic. Cool. Cool. That looks pretty good. Okay. I think this guy's ready. Just want to make sure I'm not getting any crazy debris that I should be worried about. That's fine. Just gotta clean up a little bit around here. Damn, everything gets so dusty. Yeah, I'll give it a good wipe down with the blue towel. Looks like there's some things in here.
Before we put these intake gaskets on, I'm just gonna put a little bit of RTV on there just so they can stick and stay in place while I put the intake on. And then we'll go ahead and install the gaskets. Make sure they're positioned just right. Usually I use cork to fill in the valley, but a lot of engine builders, including professional engine builders, use RTV still. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do what they do. It looks a lot cleaner anyways. Alright, so when you're installing an intake manifold, you want to be really careful. I'm not using studs, I'm just using my eyes, and you'll see right now I do it in one shot.
Stressful. Stressful putting on parts that failed me last time. But it shouldn't this time because I did everything by the book professionally.
Alright, so before I install all these injectors, I'm going to put a little bit of lube before I set them in. You never really want to put anything with an O-ring in dry. The O-ring does have to be wet with some kind of lubricant. That won't harm the O-ring.
To the original way it was. It's nice that I could be right above the engine. I do gotta say that. lot of Ford 302 owners don't have the luxury. God, this intake looks so good. Shout out to Performance Adapters for supplying me this amazing kit. They're awesome at what they do, and I follow them on Instagram. I will shout them out. I'm not sponsored in any way. I did pay for all these things out of pocket. Love to be sponsored. But, yeah. We don't always get what we want. Thank you. Hold on.
Sit.
No, hold on. Okay, almost done. Okay, good. Thanks. I'm good. Ignore that. That's not mine. We can finally finish up this thing. Because we finally got the fitting that we need. Right here. Fittings on fittings on fittings. There's directions to this, but it's pretty straightforward. Now I just gotta check, double check and make sure my oil filter goes onto this, because it didn't say Wix. And that's what Blueprint wants. Problems after problems after problems, man. This is what Blueprint wants you to use. No. Yeah, I might have to use a different kind of filter. Shit. The filter that this says to use, I guess, which is a Motorcraft FL820S, FL500S. I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, let's get the Johnson & Johnson on this stuff and install it. Take all this tape off. Thank God I put the tape on here because it is dusty. Make sure that's clean. Nice clean surface we got on there. And it should screw on. Thread on. Cool. And yeah, I want it that way, obviously. And it should, I mean, this isn't the right filter now. But it should clear everything out. But in case if it doesn't and I need to change it somehow, I could always rotate it. Yeah, I like that. Oh yeah. Now that this came in, my alternator also came in, which is pretty early for it to come in. I already have it on there, and it's pretty nice. Almost all tensioned up. I do need to tighten this bolt. I believe I tightened that bolt. These bolts are also tightened. Yeah, it looks like it aligns straight. There's clearance there. It should be aligned. Should be. I'd really have to get something to double check that, but I couldn't. I ended up getting the new alternator, same brand, Pure Power USA. Check them out. 250 amp alternator, definitely enough juice to power everything else that I'm gonna have on here, and charge my battery packs that I'm gonna have. Gonna work out great. I also got it in black. They powder coated it for me. Pure Power Tucson alternators, thank you very much. I'm definitely gonna be putting your sticker because you guys helped me out. I did pay this out of pocket. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I had questions and they answered them for me. Thank you guys. This guy, these guys look pretty interesting. It rotates. I think I'm gonna need it to rotate there. Probably gonna need it to go here. Or actually the way it was, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. And we could just mock it up, install it, just so there's no open holes. Or at least not a lot. Cool. There is in fact enough room to drill. So that's what I'll do. I'll probably drill at this angle. I wonder if this could fit around it. Half of it does. So we'll do this. Do half like that. Huh? We'll do half like this. And that will protect it until I 3D print some grommets for the whole van. And I'll just zip tie it too. Well, I had to manipulate it, but that's in. Tuck it like that, and then I got an ample amount of room. Cool. Alright, so just a little breakdown, because I have been installing things that I did not record. That's cracked. Nishimoto coolant lines, the metal ones that are flexy, because I needed those top and bottom. I couldn't fit the bottom one because of the, I don't even know what that is. I think that's a crank position sensor holder. So yeah, this radiator is from Champion Cooling. It's a big radiator. I don't know how many cores, but I'll insert it somewhere. I've had that was original to version 1. I did get the power steering all plumbed up and it does work. I've tested it out. That's why it's wired. I might have to put some dampeners in here. because it is a little loud and buzzy. This I might secure it a little better. Might print like a grommet or something. But it does have its own cooling system, and I'll 3D print a bracket for this for sure. Found out where to put this Phytech fuel sump, and I do have it all plumbed up. It's actually really nice how I have it plumbed up. Yeah, we've got the 10 micron, got the pre-filter. I'm gonna have another pre-filter for the pre-filter that's interchangeable because there's lots of rust in my tank, and I can't drop my tank because they welded it onto the van. This is a small oil filter, and I want to see if I can get a bigger one. I got the bracket for my pedal assembly redone, resprayed. What else? What else? Since there is a temperature sensor for the Edelbrock, I have different gauges. So I found the other port and the right fitting for the other temperature sensor, got that in. Intellitronics, of course, is my new gauges that I have. I have the oil pressure sensor right here that I installed as well. Looking very nice. Yes, yes, yes. Let's move on to the inside. All right, I did some things here for sure. Moroso spark plugs, and then I fiberglass wrapped. I got the headers installed, fiberglass wrapped them. This, I wanted the gold on here, but I heard that it burns off really easily, so I actually did one layer underneath, and then this is the outer layer, so hopefully that'll help with heat dissipation, scavenging, and other things. Ignore my mess. What else? Oil catch can. It doesn't need an oil catch can, but just for redundancy, that's the whole theme of this van, is just redundancy. 3D printed a carbon piece for this. I might need to add another bracket on there as well. Now that goes up and over. This is a heater core with the heater. I don't know how many BTUs it is, but I'll throw it on the screen. Got this mocked up in here. I forgot where I got it off of, but I'll throw it on the screen right now. It's supposedly a really good heater, and it comes with all the controls and whatnot, so that'll keep everyone toasty. It's also for the defroster, my side of the heater. I did plumb this up, my oil cooler, and I'll show you how. Okay, so the oil cooler's all plumbed up. It's right here. I made sure I had enough clearance. Nothing's gonna really hit it unless it's like a rock from here, but then again it has the shielding. So I like that spot right there. I might even 3D print a little like hood scoop thing so that it'll suck in fresh air while I'm driving. But I think the fresh air will hit it pretty good there. Anyways, there is a temperature sensor, so it'll switch on when it gets too hot. I got all the lines tucked up so nothing's gonna hit it. Now I'm working on some of the more technical things that still involve a lot of fabrication, like installing this 6R80. That's gonna be a tough one. I was having trouble installing it just because of the situation that it's in. I haven't really recorded in a long time. Oh yeah, the elephant in the room. I got a Corbo harness. I didn't record how I made it onto here, but I like bucket seats, but I didn't want to put them in the van that I had before because my seats didn't swivel. These swivel, so I don't have to mess up this bolster right here. So I could just swivel back, the lock is on the other side, and just lock it up. This is a retractable harness, so there's a little thing that goes there, and if you tighten it all the way, you're locked in. Got this new steering wheel that I'm actually going to wrap. I got the steering wheel, again, I forgot where, but I'll link it up right here. Pretty affordable steering wheel too, not gonna lie. I did end up putting all the oil in, and I let it sit. It's been about like a week and a half already, and we're still good on the level. It's cool. The break-in oil is actually blue, and I'm hoping that the actual oil is blue too, because that'd be sick. I also got the coolant, and the coolant is blue. I recently redid the linkage too. It's super nice and tight. Oh yeah. It's better than what it was before. I clear coated these because I still wanted more two-tone effect. I need to 3D print like a fitting here, so I don't have to take the doghouse to fill oil, even though I gotta take this off to check oil. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way to make the doghouse pop on and off a lot faster. And it's gonna be even more challenging because of my low car shifter. It's gonna be mounted up here on the side of the doghouse. This low car shifter had a mount for the cable that went this way to here, and I don't want a big cable. Anyways, there's no way, it wasn't long enough, the one that this came with. So I had to buy another cable. It's a little bit longer. This one is 6 foot, I believe, but I still couldn't go from that way. I had to go from the back. So this is gonna clip onto the doghouse. It's gonna go under the van, and then it's gonna mount on the opposite side of what it mounted. So I have to make another bracket for that. I have to custom make a bracket for this. Luckily, I don't have to make this. I was gonna switch it down just so it's lower, but I don't really need to do that. So that'll be it. I test fitted. It's a really nice position right here. That's what's in store for the future. And then, of course, the project of my dash. I need my gauges, so I'm probably gonna go to Send Cut Send and get the face plates off of my 3D file and send it to them so they could cut it out. I'll probably do it out of like thin aluminum.
Or maybe even titanium. I don't know. I have a lot of plans and a lot of cool ideas for this van coming up. But remember, go ahead and check out the Rebel energy pouches. They're no joke. They're really good. They don't give you the jitters and no crash. Check them out. Use my link. Use my code. Get yourself a discount. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, put the notification bell if you really want to see Master Chief get built into the ultimate off-road van. And I'm not talking about some van life people. I'm talking about like an actual hot rod, off-road, awesome machine. Thanks, guys. Peace.